teams who are like, oh, I have the answer to X range matchup. It's Kennen, but it doesn't work for the draft. She's a poor performance of it all overall as Carry is going in.
Oh, going in, and Hannah is, well, actually it was Raptor. He is going to be 100-0. First blood does go over to T1 just like that, but BNK are fighting back. Owner going to be taken out himself, and that is a trade of junglers as the collapse did come in afterwards. Meanwhile, Hannah is winning.
Really means the individual stats of this will be relatively useful. It's not Grasp with 0 or anything like that. It's not going to be super tanky. Be straight to Hextech. So
your spacing basically has to be perfect. Your range isn't that long on the auto attacks, but obviously it's longer than the Renekton. Especially this matchup can be very difficult. By the way, it is
problem that he's getting all of this money, and there's just been no answer whatsoever. They gave the Dragon, but also failed to get the Herald percent health.
Yeah.
And
so
they just walk away.
Hey, they got it to half health. And this is good too. I think Owner, you know, there's not much happening. He's able to join on bot, and there's nothing that Claire can do. Surge is on.
Yeah. Just getting out. Dragon is up in 15. Zeus is getting half of this turret. Can still just go bottom.
Okay, well, Claire is just going to try to get in onto Zeus. There's the Slicing Maelstrom for the stun, and it's enough autos to get the kill. Zeus wins the 1v1. Claire had it. He'd had enough.
Maybe put some deep vision up. But Zeus is long gone, miles away.
Yeah. It's really a thinking man's game. Like, and that's just going to be even more oppressive. He's going to have a ton of tanky stats as well.
Yeah, because then he just, I mean, he does a decent amount of damage, but he just becomes...
But he just gets flashed away from.
Yeah, well, he did get Guma's flash, so maybe the next...
Right when they approach the wave, so just even more oppressive. They want to take down this mid-tier 1. Looks like Faker just going to tap that once.
Going to try to look for the flank to come back, or rather just the engage here on the
start Baron.
They're just going to start Baron instead and say, look, 1 Dragon versus 1 Baron. We already have 3 Dragons. That's going to be what they grab. Nice fadeaway here from Raptor. They're going to TP for this.
I mean, they might be able to get in. The damage, though, is so fast on this one that it's definitely going the way of T1. Let's see what this fight looks like. As a lot of damage goes into Duro, but that's the first reset for the Viego. And look at Clary, so far ahead of the team. Down he will go. Carria might pay the price, but it's still the fight for T1. As now you got the TP coming in from the blue team. Faker looking for a bit more, looking for Closer, who does have to flash the sweep. And is even kind of losing the trade, but the big one does get stasis by Faker. Nicely done. Flash comes in as Red wins as well. And he's going to get that kill. T1 finally finding a big fight. And now Hannah kind of alone against the Viego, who is quite fed, and he will not win that fight in any universe. Is that just the game, Wolf?
I think that's just the game. I mean, 40 seconds on both 80 carries here for BNK. They have Baron. They have a cannon wave. Instead, it looks like they're just going to dot the rise and cross their T's here a little bit. But that was a pretty disastrous, you know...
I can't deal with this guy alone. Clear already learned that, and that was before the cannon had 4 items.
Yeah, I feel like Zeus just right-clicked on the turret and then, like, stretched his hands.
Yeah, and now once again, look at Duro. He's just like, I gotta hook something. I'm gonna hook a minion. Obviously not on purpose, but just desperation on the side of BNK. Down will go Carria, but the carries here on the side of T1 are now very fed. Zeus getting 1v2'd. He will trade 1 for 1. And Guma is still alive, as well as Owner getting resets in the backline. Faker gonna go in, get stunned. Does go into the stasis, but I'm not sure that he gets out. Oh, he does the sweep into the flash. And that is a beautiful way to end the game. T1 clean. Super clean here in this first one, and will take it down up against BNK to take the lead in the series. Saves on a split push pick like the Camille. Here comes Owner invading in onto Duro, but now he's just going to have to flash the wall. Carria just puts down a magical journey kind of into nowhere, but T1 do want to fight this. Just stay straight up 4v4 in the jungle, just fighting it up. There's the flash stun onto 2, and the follow-up comes in. Raptor solo, double knock-up from Duro, but it just doesn't matter. The damage is taken away, and T1 will pick up 2 kills in one of the most random fights I've ever seen.
Yep, they just say, I'm going to skirmish.
Very engaged did exactly that. So Kind of an awkward one. I guess really they just wanted to, like, Owner was pushing in. He wanted to get the Raptors again on respawn. And they got a lot more than just the Raptors, we can say. Speaking of which, going in this time, Owner on the Lilia is here once again. He's level 6.
Yeah. Didn't force the cleanse out. Zeus may be in trouble.
Ooh. Okay, well, he is burning a bit, but Equalizer is not going to get the kill. Meanwhile, in mid, there's that level 6. Faker not really concerned. He just wants to get the minions, but he might have to pay for it. The slow comes in, as now looking to turn around. Will try to flash the wall, but Closer's got a flash of his own. Meanwhile, they're diving the bot lane. That's not going very well. And they're going to abandon that as the sleep comes in. Duro actually gets stunned up. It will be a kill onto Duro.
So they trade one back anyways as Faker disrespects the Zeri level 6. Tempered Fate. Bit of a lurk here on said Grubs. Owner was topside.
Yeah, just trying to make a play happen, but Raptor a bit alone. He does have Closer coming up, and the Equalizer is good as well. Owner will be taken down. And now Zeus just on the run. This Zeri just getting so much value in this game. Zeus just go back into the pit, but no hook shot and no escape for the top laner of T1. So that's 2 kills now going back over to BNK. Thankfully for Zeus, Carrio's coming up here. And he does have his ult available. It's just going to hook shot into clear. BNK unsure about what to do now that Carrier shows up. But Zeus is going on in, and he's in a bit of trouble as, uh-oh, the ults have stacked. And now we got a TP coming in. The double stun comes in from Carrier. A lot of damage coming out of this Rumble, but there's just too many players coming up to the top side for T1 as Faker's TP does get a lot of value, picks up that kill. But meanwhile, Closer's just getting
weak Camille that's not going to be a side lane threat for a very long time, if ever. But we also have this Jhin that wasn't really an AD carry to begin with, but isn't really going to be relevant in this game for a while.
I'll figure taking a bunch of damage here in mid. And yeah, it really just comes down to where do you want that money. And on the side of BNK, they're looking to really eliminate Zeus from the game. And Hannah's just joined clear, pushing the top lane. This should be an inner going down already 13 minutes into the game. So not only did they get all the plates in top, they got an extra turret before 14 minutes.
I mean, obviously the gold lead is in BNK's favor right now.
Tankiness, but sometimes he's just going to go in, go out, cast Mikhails, and that's all he's got to do. Henna just, he doesn't get to play the game. That's still true.
Yeah, but likewise, we do see Zeus is kind of playing the game up here on the top side. So that's a good look. The Ash Arrow is going to miss. But the Camille's getting money. Rumble's still getting money, but we're getting one player back into the game down mid-control while they group for that top side play. They stem the bleeding a little bit bottom side. But at least trying to use your power point very well there in the mid lane. Speaking of.
Yeah, Anna came back. He doesn't have flash, and there's a Camille on the enemy team. So he's just going to go down. Doesn't get to play the game, as I said. Raptor also getting ganked in his own jungle by the rest of T1. So a couple of big picks here for the side of T1. There's no objective to really roll this into, but they're trying to really push their lead.
It's getting out macroed again. And now I'm going to have to flip back to, I don't favor this game state for BNK anymore, as Closer's going to try to get something done.
All right, the charm into the knock up here for Carrier. He has to flash away Guma as well, being pressured. And now you've got a Rumble right underneath, but the magical journey is so good, and in goes Closer. And he is going to pick up that kill. Now the response, the stun comes in, the cleanse there, and the damage is just huge from the Lilia and from the Corki. They're chasing him down, and the chase potential of this squad is just so huge with these champions. So T1 able to strike back.
It just takes so long for the turnaround there for BNK to get those kills. They get the kill onto Guma, but Lilia shows up, and the front to back basically begins there.
These attacks, and they did that, but they got punished. As now, Sleep might be coming in, and no steal this time, but they are going to catch Faker, who does have a magical journey, and he's going to flash into it and get away! And now the three-man Sleep comes in with the bowling ball. Everybody is caught up in this one, and BNK are caught again as the double kill goes over to Owner.
It's another bait! It's another one, Valdez! Triple. And a triple kill goes to Owner, and T1 once again look like fantastic targets. It looks like you have the setup. And man, that play was just like, all right, come get me. And then he flashes through, and they still index into it. And between the two of them, they just knocked BNK out of this game and potentially out of this series. Nice equalizer attempt to maybe maybe steal that one away. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be a 2-0 because whoever wins game 1 gets some momentum. But game 2 looked like that wasn't going to be the case until it was. Raptor finds an angle.
Nice cleanse comes in, and there's the arrow to the face, but the charm's still going to land. These two guys kind of caught out, but once again, Tempered Fate comes through, but Guma, no escape for him. Owner a lot more tanky, and Duro just going to go down to mostly Faker and a bit of damage from the Lilia as, man, Owner is just so incredibly fed at this point. Everything is burning, and Closer maybe gets hit. Nope, it's just going to be the Camille that does get on in. Raptor has to flash clear. There's just nowhere to go. And you gave him Rumble. You felt good about this one for the side of BNK. You get Rumble for clear, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, suddenly you blink your eyes, or maybe if you took a restroom break, you know, a few minutes ago, you're washing your hands, you went and got a beer out of the fridge, you come back, you're like, how does Zeus have 5 kills? What happened in this one? How did that happen? How did that transpire? Last I was looking, he was massively behind. The Rumble was getting it.
Insane amounts that this Lily is able to do. You have so much control when you've got Lily and Bardis. Now we're going to get the root down onto Faker. Another Temper Fate is going to come forward, but there's only so much they can do. A ton of damage goes into Duro as a bit of ticking down does happen from the Lilia. I think the wallets are just that big at this point in time.
And with a late cleanse there, just wanted to see if he could save it. As Curious trying to set up a dive, they will wait for this next wave of minions before they go for anything here. I mean, Zeus still has ult, so it's hard for Closer to slide in and look for a play here. Just instantly get locked down by the heck.
There is pretty much just the one ward on the blue buff, and that's about it. And Carrie and Guma are just trying to push them away alongside a Faker, it turns out. Duro just, with the Mikhail's first, he's just so squishy. I talked about it earlier on, he just doesn't do much, and now Raptor trying to get close to the pit. Here's the turn as well, and T1, they do find it. Zeus not going to pull the trigger on the ultimatum.
No jungler, no equalizer.
It's really fast. You know, they have the one Cloud Drake, he's Bard, and he's got Warmogs, and now he's going to find Clear. Mikhail's comes down, but Clear is just dead. And eventually, here comes the Sealed Fate as well, or the Tempered Fate, gonna catch Raptor, and everybody's just being hit in the face by some gigantic wallets on the side of T1. It is a clean ace, and that will do it for game number 2 in the series. T1 gonna go into playoffs with a 2-0 win.
No one really knew what the form was going to look like for T1 in an important match to deny BNK playoffs leading into this week. BNK already had it guaranteed, already had it on lock. I feel like nothing to play for here.